On behalf of the motion picture industry, welcome to the world of home video entertainment.
Hello everybody, John Hand with The Pulsing Cinema, and today we're going to talk about another seminal slasher film, a fundamental slasher film from the early 80s, which has now made its way onto an incredible Blu-ray release, and we're talking about, of course, The Mutilator. Buddy Cooper's The Mutilator from 1984, a slasher film, if there ever was a slasher film, a regional horror film. Buddy was from South Carolina. I think he had been training as an attorney, and he had some money. He had about 80 grand, and he always loved film. And he was like, well, let me make a movie. And that 80 grand, he got bank loans and credit cards, and made this film for about $400,000, and originally titled Fall Break. The title on the Blu-ray is Fall Break, and the movie became this kind of horror classic, which distributed on VHS through Vestron with this cover art, with the incredibly garish cover art, and then it was also on Laserdisc. Up until now, the highest quality way to watch the uncut version of The Mutilator, because it had a lot of censorship problems in the early 80s, like all of those slashers. They had a lot of censorship problems, and The Mutilator was cut to an R during its original theatrical release, released unrated on VHS and Laserdisc. And up until, just this release, the best way to watch Fall Break was really that Laserdisc release. There was, I believe, a European DVD, I think maybe German, that I think was a bootleg, or I don't know what the whole legal status of that, but that was like a little iffy. But now Arrow Films, which has really kind of become the Criterion collection of horror and art house and cult film. Arrow Films, who has within the past few years been doing some incredible, moving strength to strength, doing incredible films like The Blood and Black Lace, Special Edition, The White of the Eye, and now we've got The Mutilator, which they've released in the UK, because they're a UK-based company, but now they're releasing stuff in the US, and we've got this incredible DVD Blu-ray set here. First of all, we've got the wonderful slipcase, beautiful thing on this large box. So what is this called? Scandinavia, the clear, large Criterion style Blu-ray case that Arrow is using for their releases. Packaging is wonderful. That original cover art they've done in it, and it also has reversible art with the original Fall Break stuff. So you're gonna love it. DVD with all the special features, and the Blu-ray with all the special features. They've remastered this film in 2K from This film had this release, a remastered release of Fall Break, or The Mutilator, has been in the offing for years and stuff. Companies have gone and come, and Code Red at one point was going to release this, whatever. Arrow has stepped up to the plate, and I think there was some problems where the original negative for this film has been kind of gone missing, and the only prints that Buddy had were cut prints. In fact, there's some good interviews with the director Buddy Cooper on YouTube by that horror fan, that guy with the room full of VHSs, and he tracked Buddy Cooper down. And they kind of went into his storage unit, and Buddy showed him all of his film prints and the stuff that he has, but they were cut apparently. So they basically, Arrow, I believe, found a copy of The Mutilator that was uncut, that was at the Library of Congress, that was registered for copyright. And so they were able to scan parts of that, and they really, the 2K transfer is incredible. It's a revelation. blows the current the old video transfers away, blows everything away. Mono is good. There are 2 commentary tracks on this film. One by kind of Buddy Cooper, which is kind of a solo Buddy Cooper, and then Ruth Martinez, and then another that's a kind of a group commentary with Cooper and John Douglas, who's kind of the co-director of this film, and Mike Midler. There's a whole documentary, almost feature-length documentary on this Blu-ray called Fall Breakers, which is a really in-depth story. Interviews with Mark Shostrom, who did it was early Mark Shostrom film, composer Michael Menard. There's some interviews, behind-the-scenes stuff, screen tests, alternate opening titles, and then the title The Mutilator. This film, they've restored the original Buddy's original title, Fall Break, but you can watch the Mutilator title sequence, and the original screenplay. I never saw that, and and then reversible artwork, and the requisite trailer and TV spots, and the actual theme song, Fall Break, which was released as a single, a record, a 45. They actually have a really wonderful digitally remastered version of Fall Break, the vocal track and then the instrumental version on this release, so you can play it a billion times and annoy your significant others with your love of Fall Break. I love Fall Break. That's a great song. Great song. The theme song to this film is Fall Break, and it was written by the composer Mike Menard, who co-wrote it with this guy Artie Resnick, who wrote Under the Boardwalk and Yummy Yummy Yummy. I mean, he's just like an iconic songwriter, and he wrote. And this song, the lyrics for the song, are all kind of double meanings. The song was written for this movie, so it's kind of funny where it's like we're going on a fall break, plenty of time to get totally wrecked, I swear we'll never part. So there's this kind of dual meanings to that song that I love, and it's just such a catchy song. I mean, I pretty much am obsessed with the Fall Breaks song, and I listen to it constantly. But so in any case. The film, I tried to watch part of this film years ago, but I just never finished it. I don't know. I mean, it just kind of bored me, but upon a rewatch, I really enjoyed the film. It's just a standard slasher. It's just a bunch of kids go to a secluded house on the beach and are slowly picked off one by one by one of the fathers of the travelers. There's this guy who's just this pissed off, drunken kind of sailor guy, and he just starts picking people off using like fishing implements like hooks and axes and stuff. And I mean, even the whole tagline, by sword, by pick, by axe, bye-bye. Or I like to say, by sword, by pick, by axe, bye-bye. You kind of want to pretend like you're from South Carolina when you when you say it, but you're gonna get the little southern twang, because I don't know, it's a regional horror film. It was just a guy in South Carolina who got the money and wanted to make a movie, and then in the early 80s, what's the most return on your investment for the type of movie you can make a horror film, make a slasher film. And then get it distributed by Vestron, and he said that he almost had a deal with New Line. New Line wasn't gonna go far enough for him, so they went across the street to Vestron. Eventually, got a deal with Vestron. But it's a well-made film. It's a nice little film, just a nice little slasher film. Well made, well shot. Some of the gore gags, some of the kills don't work that great. I think some of the first ones, it's kind of like when the guy jumps out with a saw, and then the guy, it was admittedly it was a special effect that didn't turn out right, but you're like, why does this guy have all these cuts on his chest? That doesn't really make a lot of sense. You know, we don't see the cuts. It's like in Pieces, you actually see the chainsaw going through flesh, and it's quite technically advanced. With in the Mutilator, you just saw the guy jump out with the, and then you see a spray of blood, and you see all these a billion little cuts over the, and you're like, oh. But there are other kills, and I mean, there's the hook scene. There's the woman with the hook. Woo! That was whoa! That was wild. I mean, quite vicious. Quite a vicious scene. It's very simple. It's just a hook through, you know, but it really is. It goes so far. It's kind of shocking. It really is. And then the very end of the film, with the whole car gag, is kind of unusually accomplished for a film like this. And then the last, you know, the coup de grace, the last little bit where the cop comes. Oh my God! I mean, it's just like, and then the axe falling into frame directly in front of the camera. Oh my God, that was a hell of an ending, a hell of a good time, and also it was really a nostalgic film because some of my relatives had a house on the beach in Pensacola Beach, and in the 80s, and I was a little kid, and they would take me to the beach house, and it very much the beach house in Fall Break reminded me of that. I mean, it's not like a super rich house, you know, it's just like the house on stilts, like an average beach house you'd go to. It's not like, usually these films are like, they go to a mansion, or they go to like the castle, like you could imagine like a castle on the hill, like Puppet Master 2 or The Terror, is like, it's on this bluff and it's this kind of gothic thing. No, it's just a little beach house. And you just got a crazy serial killer. There's not this convoluted motivation of the serial killer. He's just kind of a mean old man who is just fucking crazy and super strong and nuts. And I'm really not giving anything away as far as because the first scene, you know, there's no real mystery. You know exactly who's killing everybody. You know, it's the mutilator. He's mutilating. So you know, a real simple, down and dirty horror film. Not a lot of BS. Not a lot of red herrings. There's none of that. It does its thing, and you can see the film exuding this kind of enthusiasm and Southern politeness. You know, and it's not a real, you know, there's not a lot of sex in it. It's just a very simple, down and dirty film. There are some, you know, pretty gruesome stuff. I mean, the thing on the hook and the sound, that's pretty intense. And then, as I said, the hook murder is an iconic. You know, the hook murder, the hook thing at the end. You know, again, I don't want to give anything away if you haven't seen it, but it's pretty wild. So that's that. But I mean, otherwise, great film, great release, and really the best way to see this movie. Really, they've really upped their game, and they're just, yeah, Arrow. I mean, Arrow releases are just great, and a great classic slasher movie that you're sure to enjoy.